Welcome back to Agribusiness Now. Two farmers from the Grenada Marketing, National and Importing Board visited St. Vincent and the Grenadines on a dasheen production exposure mission. This initiative forms part of the ongoing OECS Shipping Initiative, which is being coordinated by the OECS Secretariat. This was a specific collaboration between Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as we seek to consolidate production to satisfy market demands. The Grenada Marketing, National and Importing Board is particularly interested in observing hillside dasheen production and the techniques used to gain high yields. The team was hosted by the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries and Rural Transformation and the Greg's Rastafarian Progressive Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited.
A two-member team comprised of Mr. Marlon Thomas, supervisor at the Marketing National Importing Board, and Mrs. Yolande Elcock, a Grenadian farmer, visited St. Vincent and the Grenadines on a dasheen production exposure mission.
The Grenada Marketing and National Import Board selected the individuals based on the fact that they are operating as farmers. One is that the lady is a farmer in her own right and supplies the marketing board, and the gentleman is a worker on the marketing board farm where they're producing dasheen but have not been producing on the hillsides. So the idea is that there would be a direct transfer because they are actually involved in production.
The first stop was in Greg's with the Rastafarian Cooperative to discuss trial shipment to Trinidad.
Greg's is known for dasheen production. District 6, where Greg's is nested, is responsible for about 40% of all dasheen production in the country, about 40-45%. But they also get the biggest yields, the better yields. And that probably has to do with the agroecological zone and the soil type that is here. So that's why Greg's was selected. Apart from that, there is two cooperatives that are involved in production and marketing, and one of those cooperatives would be doing a trial shipment in the next week or so to the importer in Trinidad that has requested dasheen, among other things.
The team then journeyed to the Rasfarco farm to observe land preparation for dasheen production on the hillside.
Just by looking at the terrain and way they walked the hill, it was one of great concern and wondering how they do it. But today, as I go about the different farms, I realized that it's not as hard as it seems once you have the right way of doing it. We went to prepare some holes and they start on the hillside, come down, and the hole that they opened to was not as small as back home. Normally I think we open a home somewhat smaller than the soil seems to be more sandy and soft, and I think the technique is one in which that if farmers can adapt home, we can make use of more lands and get at least bigger yields in the technique in which they use.
Well, okay, my name is Alvin Collins, aka Bufferman, the president of Rasfarco. What I would like to say, unity is strength and strength is the power. Glad to know that two Grenadians come to our country, Rasfarco in particular, to see how we do our operation here in terms of root crops, particularly dasheen. I understand that in Grenada, according to these two personnel, that on the slope side of the lands, they don't really know how. They don't got the know-how. So they come to us as a group to find out how things are done. And we can really move to Grenada. We can send 2 persons to Grenada to show them also, which going to be great. So we give thanks for that opportunity as well.
The second part of the trip focused on the Orange Hill Horticulture Research and Development Station. There, the team observed the tissue culture production and the dasheen hardening process, sweet potato production and vegetable research, as well as the use of coconut coir and sand to prepare vegetable production were also explored.
Dasheen as a single commodity, it is the single largest produced commodity in the country. Currently we are about 850 acres, but with the additional request from the US and Trinidad purchasers, we are expected to see an additional possibly 275 acres or so. So it's likely that we're going to see in about 18 months to 24 months about an additional, well, total of about 1,000 acres of dasheen based on the demand that is there.